and welcome to another episode of What the Why with Barbara Ann on RVN Television. I'm super excited because I have a guest in studio today that I've been looking forward to this interview for so long. But before we get to that, if you haven't seen us before, our show features conversations with diverse leaders from all walks of life about why they do what they do, how they figured things out. Maybe you are sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, or you feel stuck and you want to get unstuck, whether that's in your business or your job or even in your personal life. All of our guests have had something similar in common with you in the course of their lives. At some point, they felt similarly and they decided to do something about it. And today is no exception. Please please join me in welcoming Jason Nunez, who is the CEO of Go Digital Hero. He's not just a man with a remarkable career and entrepreneurial spirit. He is a beacon of resilience and the embodiment of the pursuit of freedom. He's a third-generation minority Air Force veteran with a passion for administrative work and helping others find balance. He began his career in 2003 and throughout the years progressed in rank and responsibilities, eventually working at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. from 2012 to 2015. During this time, he served at the White House, State Department, and Department of Labor in various roles as a government contractor, federal employee, and uniformed service member. His journey led him to become the highest-ranking administrative person as the Chief of Staff to an Assistant Secretary at the State Department. As Jason embarked on his military journey in 2003, the shadow of Don't Ask, Don't Tell loomed large over his identity. It was a time when he had to suppress his true self, living under the weight of a system that denied him the freedom to express who he really was. The repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell marked a turning point for Jason, a moment when he could finally shed the shackles of secrecy and embrace his true identity with pride. It was as if the gates of freedom swung wide open and Jason emerged as a vibrant force, unapologetically claiming his place in the world. As I mentioned multiple times, I'm so excited to have Jason here in studio with us. He flew up just for this interview from Charlotte. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming Jason Nunez, CEO of Go Digital Hero. All right, so round of applause for you.
Yay.
And thank you so much for your service as well, especially under the extraordinary circumstances that service began.
My pleasure.
Yeah, but before we get into what you're doing now, okay, I know you're a military legacy and all, but, we ask all of our guests, what did little Jason want to do when he was growing up?
So little Jason never envisioned himself being in the military. Little Jason always wanted to be like Papa Dios. So being raised in a very Roman Catholic family, Hispanic family, church was the center of everything that we did. And I remember my grandparents taking me to church, making me sing in the choir, altar serving, setting up flowers, selling mums at St. Joseph. It was all the things in the church. And every Sunday, I want to be like Papa Dios. And it wasn't just the shiny regalia of what the priest wears. It was what he embodied. The person of the priest to little Jason was a person of servitude. Everyone looked up to him, but at the same time, the words that he spoke to the masses in their own way. And my grandparents really raised me, and my parents raised me in the church to where I wanted to be that. It was interesting growing up, seeing my grandfather, my dad, pictures on the wall in their regal uniforms, but never did I say I wanted to be like them. I wanted to be in the military. It was always something. There was something, a higher calling that I felt as a child that I wanted to be like Papa Dios.
Wow. So how did you get from there to the military to CEO of this amazing company called Go Digital Hero?
So throughout my years, my dad, third generation Air Force. Well, he was Army. I'm the third generation, joined the Air Force. My grandfather was 82nd Airborne. My dad was 82nd Airborne. My brother was 82nd Airborne.
Oh, wow.
And then my dad goes, go to the Air Force. They're book smart. And I'm like, great, I don't have to get dirty. If you know me, you know me, and that's pretty accurate of me. So I went into the military because after graduating high school, I realized that I needed to get out. And for a lot of reasons, like many folks in the military, they just want to get out. It's that hometown, little city that you've just seen for so many years, and while you belong and you know you have a place, you also have a feeling that there's something greater than yourself out there. And that'll be the theme, something greater, something bigger and better than myself. So went to the military, joined through the Charlotte MEPS. My dad basically hand carried me to the recruiter and took me to all the appointments and made sure that I got on that bus to go to San Antonio, Texas for basic training. The story doesn't end there. You would think that, okay, fine, he's in the military now. But when I went in open general. And what that means is you don't go in knowing what job you're going to have. You go in and then choose your job there.
Okay.
Well, 2003, right after 9/11, and I went in open general, and when we visited the career counselor, they said the only thing available is security forces. And I was like, this is going to be a very short term. I am not going to be a cop. So continued through basic training and gave it my all. Definitely a different lifestyle, but I thank my dad and my mom for raising me in a military household where there was some structure. They weren't like drill sergeant structure, but there was some structure and order and discipline within the house. Fast forward, go to my second appointment with the career counselor. My hand has a pen on the contract about to sign to become a cop. And at the door, chaplain assistant just became available.
Oh.
So I was like, I dropped that pen so fast. I was like, this is not happening. I'm not a cop.
Yeah, that's what you had wanted to do as a child.
It's exactly what I wanted to do as a child. So again, that divine intervention, that higher calling. I was like, what's a chaplain assistant? And they basically described everything that I was raised to do.
Wow.
Set up the church, go to mass, recognize different faith groups. And I got on the bus and went to then Maxwell Air Force Base to learn my trade as a chaplain assistant.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you're serving at a time in a role where you can't be your whole self.
Correct. Yes. Serving under Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And I knew going in that Don't Ask, Don't Tell was still alive and well. But also at the same time, I didn't really understand my true identity. There were different parts of me. I remember throughout basic training, throughout tech school, and through my first enlistment in Hickam Air Force Base, Hawaii. I mean, somebody had to do it. But so my first enlistment in Hawaii, there were different feelings of who am I? Like, who is Jason? Yes, I know how to do administrative work. I could do it blindfolded. I know how to serve others. But then when I get home, like, am I still that same person? And throughout my 6 years in the military at Hickam in Hawaii, I really started developing and finding who I was. What I was realizing is that when I went back home, I was a different person than I was on base. But even while I was on base, I was a different person to my friends in the dorms. And then I was also a different person to my coworkers in the office. And then I was also a different person once I got out of those gates to the unknown. Wow. And it was a struggle. And through a lot of spiritual direction and counseling that the military afforded me, and as a Catholic, I can speak to a Catholic priest, have 100% confidentiality in the sacrament of confession, and really talk that out and try to figure out, who am I? Who is Jason? Who's that avatar? Let's create it. And it wasn't truly until the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, being in a foreign country that literally murders their folks if they are homosexual or a member of the LGBT community, that I realized this is who I am. I'm in my comfort zone. You know, if you can be doing what you want to be doing, when you want to be doing it, with who you want to be doing it with, it was in this foreign country after the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, with other LGBT members who were celebrating the fact that they can now be who they are.
Wow.
But the struggle didn't end there.
Yeah.
So now that I'm able to be out in the military, it's how do I go back home to this very Hispanic Roman Catholic hierarchical family, both on my dad and my mom's side. It's one of those where I never doubted the unconditional love that they would give me after. It was just the intimidation of verbalizing. Now I know what they already knew. But it was that internal struggle where I had to find who I was first and be a hero to myself before I can be a hero to my family and be my true and authentic self. And be a hero to my coworkers and be a hero to all of those I encountered so that they get the full Jason.
Yeah. Wow. I love that you chose those words, that they get the full Jason. You know, and that took a lot of courage.
It took a lot of courage. It took a lot of, there were some very dark times, and I thank my family growing up for always keeping God in my life, because when I got to those dark days, hours, it was what I call now the Jesus music that brought me into that space. I put my Jesus music on my headphones and I'll just go sit in a corner. Even till today, if I'm having a dark moment, if something's happening and I just feel anything less than happy and joy, I will put my Jesus music on and go sit in a corner or just sit silently and just listen and pray the words. Even if it's the same song, there's a one song that can definitely make me happy and flip my script. But it was through faith that I was able to really come out and truly be myself. And I think the defining moment for me to come out to my family, and it took a tragedy to get me to be comfortable enough to come out to my family. And it was one of those where it was very unspoken. I have revered in the utmost sense my grandmother on my mom's side, Bita. And I never, ever wanted to do anything that would disappoint her. And never wanted to do anything to where it would, for me, make me think that she thought less of me. Even though I know for a fact there was nothing I can do for her to think anything less of me. But out of respect, I never came out to the family because she was very Catholic. I was raised Catholic, and I didn't want there to be any conflict, kind of like that unspoken conflict. And it took her passing where through the service, through the mass, through the burial, I brought my husband with me. And that was the first time, hand in hand, my mom is walking him down the aisle to get seated while I'm serving on the altar, which was so indicative of the relationship I had with my grandmother, because she took me to the altar to serve, and here I am serving her at her final resting time. And that for me gave me closure with her, because I was the one to be that the closest to her at the mass, to where whether it was the incense or the holy water, I felt like I was talking to her. And I was like, I hope you're okay with this. I know you're looking at me, and I know you're looking out at Jacob. The beauty of it all is that she met him when he was my friend that drove with me. So it came full circle, and I feel 100% blessed that that she was able to meet my husband. And she knew. Yeah. For the first time when she met him, she hugged him and she kissed him like she hugs and kisses me. So she knew. But it was one of those out of respect, the unspoken.
Yeah. So believe it or not, wow, we're actually at time.
Oh.
So no, don't worry about that. So when we actually break for our sponsors, we're going to see a commercial for Go Digital Hero, which will give us a perfect segue into that. So please come back after this brief commercial messages with What the Why with Barbara Ann and today's very special guest, Jason Nunez of Go Digital Hero.
If you're tired of struggling to get things done, it's time to call Go Digital Hero. A US-based LGBT, minority veteran-owned company, we're not only reliable, reputable, and relatable, but we're also powered by Actra.com because we are passionate about protecting your privacy and data. We're your top choice for a virtual assistant, providing expert support for all personal and business needs. Our team will help you thrive, and to be your admin hero, visit GoDigitalHero.com or call 702-983-HERO. If you're tired of struggling to
Leo. Leo is a champion at work. But lately, he realized he was too busy with work and not able to spend enough time with his family. He was desperately looking to restore his work-life balance. And then he discovered Go Digital Hero. Go Digital Hero helps busy professionals achieve work-life balance by taking care of their time-consuming and tedious administrative tasks. The US-based company does this at a fraction of the price of a traditional personal assistant. They have 18 plus years of military, government, nonprofit, and private industry experience. The fun fact about the LGBT certified business enterprise and disabled veteran owned is that they have a chief marketing officer as well. Now, Leo is not only successful at work, but is also having a fun time with his family. Try reimagine work-life balance like Leo. Schedule a free consultation with Go Digital Hero now.
Welcome back to What the Why with Barbara Ann and today's special guest, all the way from Charlotte, Jason Nunez, CEO of Go Digital Hero. During the commercial break, you actually got to see a commercial about Go Digital Hero. So how did you come up with the idea for Go Digital Hero?
So Go Digital Hero came about from me moving to a place where I couldn't find work. So I figured I'd start my own gig. In 2020, in the height of COVID, my husband had an opportunity to advance his professional growth. And we moved from Washington, D.C. to Miami. And when I got down to Miami, I was like, there's no White House here, there's no State Department, there's no Department of Labor, like where's the Pentagon? And I was like, let me take all of those skills and mush them together and do what I love. So leveraging my experience with surviving Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and the freedom that I was able to achieve after the repeal and finding my true and authentic self, I was like, you know what? I want others to experience this freedom. The freedom to go to dance recital on Friday night. The freedom to go to date night on Saturday. The freedom to go to soccer practice on a Tuesday night. How? It's the tedious administrative work that a lot of folks kind of get consumed by that stops them from living their true and authentic life and experiencing the freedom to do the things that they want to do and focus on the things that they want.
Wow. So tell us about the types of services that Go Digital Hero offers, because you have a menu of them.
We do. And Go Digital Hero really has several lanes. For the nonprofit, we're more of a board corraller. So we organize boards, we make sure that the minutes are taken, we communicate dates, coordinate calendars. For other clients, we do things such as data entry, invoice management, things that are time consuming. I have to find the contract, I have to find the W-9, I have to find the ACH form, and putting all of that together. If you think about a CEO of a company or an executive director, they don't have the time to do that. They have humans they have to care for.
Yeah.
So we take on those time-consuming, tedious administrative tasks so that they can focus on the things that matter the most to them and will advance their business, their nonprofit, their cause, and their work-life balance.
And as I understand it, I mean, basically one of the things we've talked about is my email. Oh my gosh, my email. 6 different email accounts, 4 just for work, jobs. And a huge part of what you do is even just management around that. So how does that work?
Yeah, it's amazing how many people get inundated by emails.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I mean, sign up for Bed Bath & Beyond, sign up for, Target emails. You get so many different emails, and just going through the emails and clearing out the riffraff so you can get to the actual work is a lot of time.
Yeah.
But guess what? Electricians love to do electricity. Go Digital Hero loves to do some inbox management. So it's a skill set that we have that we love, and we organize the inbox in a way that very easily you can identify what's urgent, what action is required, what we're waiting a response from, things that you need to follow up with 2-3 months down the road, and then just things for heads up. Keeping the inbox at 0, the famous inbox 0, but then categorize in a way where if you wake up in the morning and you say, I really want to go to Zumba, let me go ahead and take care of these urgent emails. Take care of the urgents, go to Zumba. Come back, take care of the action required later. Versus, oh my gosh, I have 122 emails. That's all you know. You don't know what the emails are. You don't know their priority at a glance. But we organize that in a way where we have seen a return on investment, but because the client was able to add 3 more clients to them. That's specifically, I had a psychiatrist out on the West Coast, and just by us taking care of her inbox and her invoicing of the insurance companies, she was able to add 3 new clients, sessions per week, where her revenue was justification to keep us on board.
Wow.
So
yeah, because the amount of time you saved freed up that time and energy to be able to work with those clients.
So she can make more money, and she can do more sessions. Now, on the non-tangible side, but more of the impact side, I have a nonprofit where we do all the travel arrangements for the executive director. We get her to Capitol Hill. We get them in front of Congress, in front of the right schedulers, in front of the right legislative committees, prepped to give a speech or to argue a point. And as a veteran myself, when legislation's passed as a result of that testimony in front of Congress, I win. So folks often see a virtual assistant and administrative assistant as disposable, a doer, which we are. But the role of an executive assistant, specific to your point of the inbox, that's the funnel of every business.
Yes.
How do you communicate?
Yes.
It's through email. How do you get invoices? Through email. So Go Digital Hero offers those services, and our clients are extremely happy. To a testament of our sustainability and retainability of our clients, I've had clients who have been with me since I started, and they've increased their hours, most recently from 10 to 180 over the last 4 years.
Wow.
So clearly we're doing something right to where we are keeping our clients happy, and we are gainfully employed by that.
And growing. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we have another commercial or a video that we're going to show. We don't have time.
Okay, got it.
But you know what? We'll do that as an add-on.
Perfect.
When we post when the show goes live, we'll make sure that we share that information. So I guess as we start to come to the conclusion of the interview, what question would you have liked for me to ask you that I didn't ask?
I think the why. I mean, and it's funny because
which is too funny because
it's
that's what we're all here. What the why? So, what was your why for doing what you're doing?
I think it boils down to freedom, and it's the freedom. It means freedom is such a word that means so different to each of us.
Yeah.
Freedom could be an hour of sleep. Freedom could be visiting family. Freedom could be an inbox zero. But whatever that is, I just think the world is on cruise control at such a high speed now that work-life balance is not there, and folks are not doing what they want to do because they don't have the freedom to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is self-imposed. So if you were to ask me why I do what I do, it's because I want others to be free as I was freed post Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and finding my true and authentic self.
Wow. It really means your whole life, whether it was serving or what you're doing now, has been dedicated to freedom.
To freedom.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to have you here. I don't even know what else to ask. But actually, that's not true. I do know what to ask. As we start to wind down again, there's a lot of people out there, we've even had conversations and probably will continue, full disclosure, because I'm probably going to contract with them at some point in the next 12 to 24 months for my own business. So I have a little teeny bit of a bias there. But what is the best way for people to find you?
So the easiest way is to go to our website, godigitalhero.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, but the easiest way is godigitalhero.com.
Awesome. And again, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to come up here and, you know, she's off camera, shout out to your aunt, Jasminda, who connected us.
Yes.
And Jasminda Maldonado, you want to Google her too, Zumba Queen. And again, thank you, one, for your honesty and your authenticity, because there are so many people that are afraid to do what you've done. And so you're setting the example of what's possible.
Yes.
By setting aside your fears and pursuing what is your authentic, true self. And then also, again, thank you for your service, both in the military, protecting our freedom, and in life, encouraging and creating opportunities for us to be more free.
Yes.
So yes, please reach out to him, because if you're like me and you've got 10,000 emails in just one email box alone, you need him. So now, as for other upcoming guests, I know this one's going to be hard to top, but we do have some really great guests coming up. And again, I keep saying the same thing, but they're all amazing. They're entrepreneurs. They've overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. They are walking examples of intersectionality. If you don't know what that is, Google it. But in any case, you really seriously do not want to miss what any of our upcoming guests have to say. And if you've missed any of our past guests, all of season 1 and season 2 of What the Why is available on demand on RVN Television's website. You have so many viewing choices these days. There's so much stuff out there, and not a lot of it is like this. So thank you very much for watching our show, and please tell a friend or colleague about us, because we really want to get messages like this, the positivity out there. As a reminder, What the Why is now 100% on demand. So it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the What the Why page on RVN Television website, as well as on Roku, and coming soon to other platforms. And also, please remember, whether you're looking to make changes in your life or your business or your company or your job, no matter how big or small, please tune in again for more inspirational, informative, and fun conversations with guests like Jason, who overcame whatever challenges laid in their path, real or perceived, to find their purpose, their why, and to live it.